Am I live? Am I live, guys? I'm not sure if I'm live. Let me see. Live streaming. Come on, computers. If I'm live, welcome everyone to this event. Oh, there we go. I think I am live. I just saw the thing here. Is there sound? I don't see the... Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can hear myself, and so it works. I'm gonna put it over here on the bigger screen so that I can read your messages much easier. I need to learn from my mistakes and last times. You know, I should be getting better at doing this, right? So, but I don't know. There we go. Public view. Wait, should I do that from here? Let's see, public view. Oh yeah, I can do that. But I can... Okay, there we go. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? I myself have been struggling to get videos out. I wanted to get like 4 videos out this week, and it's midweek, and I haven't been able to. I'm currently working on the one that you guys decided that I should do next, and is that you know, that making that electric board, right? Electric skateboard out of using those batteries, and I'm halfway there, but I'm missing parts. The parts that I got, they're not quite working, so I had to order them because it never works out. I go to my local shop here, you know, where, you know, like, you know, hardware store. They never have anything useful there, you know. So I have to order on, like, wait for it, and so that's where I'm at right here. What's everybody doing? What's everybody saying here? Let's see. Let me read your comments here. We have people from Utah. We have everyone. Okay, there you guys can hear me. You are clear, it says right here. What's up? How's Puerto Rico doing right now? Puerto Rico is crazy. I just asked. By the way, speaking of Puerto Rico, last time this thing ran out of battery, right? So I have connected it, because it hasn't turned no battery. So I have connected it to this thing. You guys remember this little generator thing here? Okay, so this is on. Yeah, and it's giving power to that, so we should not be running out of battery on this guy like last time, so we should be good. Anyways, I just talked to Javier earlier this week, I think Monday, yeah, 3 days ago, and because I saw the headlines where a substation near San Juan have blown up, and so people were without power. I asked him if he was affected by it, and yeah, he said yes, he was without power for like 6 hours or something. So it's pretty crazy what's happening there. It's still from, you know, things are just not getting better, not quick enough, you know. And so there's still a lot of things that we can do. I'm working on standardizing some of these little, you know, Powerwall, like this little generators, so there's not a lot of work on Javier. Because Javier, you know, I mean, he has to make a living, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a job, but you know, he still has to figure out how to pay his bills and stuff. And if he spends all his time building all these power, you know, all these generators from like odd pieces of gear that we send them just because they're free, it's not a very well use of his time resources, right? And so if we can figure out and standardize the system, and then we can ship it or buy it on Amazon and have Amazon pay for the shipping there, then one, that's a, you know, that's one of the big advantages. And then 2, he could just get it and like put it together and then deploy it. Then, you know, that's a much better use of time and resources. We don't want to be wasteful, right? Especially when your donations and all this other stuff. So we're going to do that right now. Let's see. Hi from India. How do you do it? Let's see. Australia, welcome. Jehu, okay, Tushar GS says, I need 18650 batteries, at least 1,000 of them, and I need them to be shipped to India. So do you know anyone who can give me? Well, ask Tom. You know, he's the only one. Shipping batteries is super, super complicated. You need a ton of certification, and you need to, like, special boxes and labels and documents, and it's a big pain in the rear. And so, like, mere mortals, regular people can't ship them. You know, I couldn't ship, like, legally ship batteries to Puerto Rico. I had to, like, put in a box and not declare them. Like, that's the only way to do it. But you're taking a huge risk, because if something goes wrong and those batteries catch fire, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because you didn't disclose that those were batteries, right? So the only ones that really can ship batteries is people like Tom. And Tom has been putting in a lot of work so that he can ship all those batteries across the world. So if anyone can do it, Tom is. And he's the one that has access to, you know, affordable batteries anyway. So contact Tom. I have links. Okay, let me see. Where are the links? Links are right here. You click on that little eye on that video, and there's links to the batteries, the Lipo batteries. Just click there. It'll take you to eBay page, and then from there you can contact them. You can purchase some of those batteries, and if it, you know, if you pull down the menu and it says they can ship them to India, then you can do it. Tom is the, you know, your best source of batteries from the United States. The other thing you can do is just buy them in China. China will ship them all over the world, right? Because they know how to ship stuff all over the world. They're providing all the batteries to the rest of the world. And the only thing about that is that it takes forever. I mean, I hate ordering stuff from China because it's just, especially this last month, you know, we're all waiting for stuff, and they seem to, like, take off for New Year's or something, and it's... And then the other thing is that you never know what you're getting. You know, you'd like to think that give people the benefit of the doubt, but Chinese are notorious for shipping stuff that is not real or is not well represented in the spec sheets. Is not, you know, they're, unfortunately, they don't have the best track record. And so it's a huge gamble to order stuff from China. You have to order samples and then, you know, hope that the sample's not, you know, it's representative of what you're able to get later. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that Chinese people are bad people or anything, but they don't have the best track record. And so it's a huge gamble to do stuff from China. Hello from Chile. All right. New Zealand in the house. Missoula. I don't know where Missoula is. Woo! Jason Barney, thank you for the $2. Where to begin? I don't know. Just begin. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there are some questions coming in. Oh my God, there's a big question. Sorry guys, I tend to, like, give the long answers. Still waiting for a Tesla Model 3, says Roman. Roman, when you get it, come down to Southern California. We'll take it for a spin. I haven't yet found anyone that has one and willing to give me a test drive in it so I can make a video about it. And so I'm looking for that. Oh my God, you guys have a lot of questions already and they're going so fast. Let's see. Yes, the generator thing is awesome. I want one. Las Vegas in the house. Really enjoy your channel. Good info. Thank you. Why do you tell people BMSs are obsolete? I don't. I used to say that because they used to be crappy and they used to be more dangerous than they were safe. But now, because batteries are getting more and more popular and the DIY movement is growing, there are more and more that are better, and Baytrium is one of them, right? If you're going to do a large size battery like this, then you could do Baytrium. But for smaller size cells, let's see, packs. Yeah, I'm starting to experiment with the Chinese, cheap, $7 to $10 BMSs. And, the first ones that I put on, they seem to be okay. They always seem to come with no instructions, and there are several different types. Maybe I'm going to make a video one day and just kind of try to put it all, like all the info and all the different sizes and what you need to know about BMSs. But I'm still trying to figure it out because I have very little knowledge when it comes to BMSs because I've been using batteries without BMS. As it turns out, you could do it if you do it right, if you build and test your batteries correctly. And so I used to push that narrative for a long time, right? Because they were more dangerous, in my view. They were more dangerous, that they were safe, and people would just, you know, kill their batteries. Now I'm changing my tune just because there's so many people that are getting into this thing that don't want to become battery experts, and they don't want to take the long time to really, you know, build battery packs of a certain way that will allow you to not use BMS. So BMS, it's a good thing. I have nothing against BMS other than cheap BMSs that are more dangerous than safe. Let's see. I went to San Diego for Argentina, but didn't have time to visit. Maybe next time. Do you like the Opus BTC 3100? I do. I have one. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, the BTC 3100. This is it. I do like it. It's a cool little thing. It is not my favorite, and I will make a video explaining why it's not my favorite. As you guys can see down here, maybe. I don't know. Can you see down here? I'm building my wall of chargers, and it's not these. And so that should be the third video that I do after I do this other one that I'm working on and stuff. And that should be easier because all I have to do is just, you know, gather my thoughts and sit in front of the camera and talk, and then use like, you know, just use like B-roll from building that thing or whatever. It's coming up. I will tell you which one my favorite. In fact, a little hint, if you click on the thing here, there's a link to my favorite you know, 4-bay charger. Even though I haven't made my video, I made a link for that and I put it on there because I do get that question quite a bit, and so there it is. Where's a good place to sell 18650s? I have 300 cells. I need to sell in Michigan. Probably that forum that used to be DIY Powerwall. For some reason they changed the name, and I haven't talked to Peter as to why, but I think it's Second Life now or something. Second Life batteries or something like that. Check it out. There's a ton of people that are looking for batteries there, and they're doing the same type of projects. It's probably the best way to sell them, the best place. I don't know what their things, you gotta check their policies. I don't know. I know they used to allow me to put, you know, like links to, you know, for people to buy stuff, but I used to be a moderator over there, but I think I've been demoted just because I'm not, you know, very active over there and stuff. So I don't check with their, you know, policies. I don't know if they allowed you to put links to sell your own stuff or not, but it's probably one of the best places. And I, you know, just tried eBay. Found a retro motorhome up here in Portland. What would it take to make it electric? 2 Tesla-like batteries and 2 motors? Eric? Yeah, I think it's Eric, right? I hope that's how you pronounce the name. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can take 2 Tesla batteries and put them on there, and now you can use the Tesla motors. Michael at EV West has the whole systems, and they're moving. I mean, he's getting them in. And, you know, they're testing them. I have footage. Did I have footage? I don't know if I've shared it with you. They have this table where they test it. Oh, by the way, guys, I share a lot of stuff on Twitter because it allows you to do these little stories, right, where I can, like, make a tiny, like, 1-minute video or, you know, 30-second video, and I can explain a little thing, whatever I'm doing. And so I do that a lot. Look down in the things there. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'd share, like, what I'm doing every day. You know, that I don't have the time to put it into a big video. And so I shared there a couple of weeks ago, like their little table, their little setup where they're actually going through the Tesla motors. Now you can buy a Tesla motor and have all the stuff to make it work. And you can make a car that has 500 horsepower and with the Tesla batteries and all this other stuff, you know, which is pretty cool. Let's see. I just got 120, 2500 milliamp hours. 18650 for free, brand new, gamer life. That's a deal. You can't get any better than that. Hello from Canada. Are they still taking donations? Who? I mean, we are still taking donations for the Puerto Rico stuff. We're still doing stuff. He's still deploying systems, and I will be back there probably before we do the 100th family, just because of what's going on over there. There might be like a whole thing with batteries and, you know, that stuff. Only Americans have substations without fuses, hence all the explosions, says Station 240. Probably. I'm not very well versed on the subject. Still waiting for my Tesla Model 3. Couldn't you convert a school bus? Yes, that is doable if you have enough money and time. Hey Jehu, I have seen all your videos related to batteries. Really informative. But I have a question. Although you have used Panasonic and C cells, there is no cooling or thermal management. Why? Because I plan to charge and discharge my batteries at a slow enough rate that they will not be creating any heat. That's just simple as that, you know. If you're gonna run your batteries hard, then you will need to cool them and use, you know, like, so that's why Tesla has cooling systems through the batteries. Oh my God, my camera's battery is about to die. Let me change it. All right. Be back in a second. Batteries. Here we go. Let's click on this dude right here. Where are you? Okay. How does that look? Is that yeah, that's good, right? Okay. What am I talking about here? Sorry, I forgot where I was at. I want to build an e-bike from scratch. How do I know how much power I need or how many 18650s to buy? I'd say you get your motor and your controller, and then you put a battery on there, and then you test it and see how much power is going to pull, and then you build your battery, right? Put it in the bench, put it in the thing, you know, run it. I don't know. Just figure out how much, if there's data available in the system, you know, that tells you how much power it pulls, then you design your battery doing that. Make sure you go easy on your batteries, you know, don't push them hard. The smaller your battery pack, the harder you're going to push it, and then the less it's going to last, and then the more prone it's going to be to give you problems, including heating, you know, venting, all this other stuff. The bigger the battery, the easier you go on your batteries, the less problems they will give you. And so design your battery that way so that, you know, you can have some redundancy in the form of an oversized battery. Let's see. Daniel, I will be in Fontana in a few weeks, and I would like to help in your projects. I'm an electronic engineer, and I learn about your EV Powerwall. Is that possible? Sorry, I don't, right now, I'm super antisocial. I don't really, you know, it's weird. I don't, maybe it doesn't come across that way, but yeah, so I don't have projects that I'm currently working on that I could take people. Probably in the future I will. There's a lot of people that, you know, want to come and help me out and stuff, and I will have one, for example, when I'm doing my batteries for my Samba, right? I have to put 6,000 batteries into modules. And I don't have them here yet, but, you know, Tom is working on getting those to me. And once I get them, I will have to, yeah, push them, put them in modules, you know what I mean? And then start, not soldering them, because I am going to be welding them, spot welding them, like that other one that I did. Have you guys seen it? Have you guys seen the spot welded one? Let me bring it here. Woo! Look at this. Look at how clean that thing is. Each one of those is spot welded there, and I haven't tested it. I guess I should test this and see how much I can load it. I should probably do the test where I completely short this, right? Each one of these cells is capable of doing 15 amps, so that's 30. That should be able to do 60 amps, but these are 6 amps each. So what is that? 6, 12. So this should burn about 25 amps. All these fuses should burn. So I need to do that test. Anyways, as soon as that happens, I will take in some help. I will put out a call for all of you guys who are willing and able and want to join me in building a huge, like, I don't know, probably 60 kilowatt hour pack for my bus. But until further notice, I'm not ready to do that yet. I have followed you for a while, and you preach that we don't need BMS. Yes, I do that. I've been doing that for a long time, but I am changing my tune just because too many people are getting involved, and not everyone has the same degree of enthusiasm for batteries. And I realize that making batteries the right way to use without a BMS, it's quite a time investment. So not everybody's going to be able to do that. So people are going to always want to look for, shortcuts. And a BMS is one of those. And I think now you were able to do it. Would you guide us more on thermal management? Well, like I said, you just, like all my batteries, even the one in my Samba is not going to have any active thermal management because my battery at 60 kilowatt hours, right, 1C is 60 kilowatts. So my system it's only capable of doing about 80 kilowatt. And so at full power, my battery's only doing like just a little bit above 1C. So at that level, my battery should absolutely not be getting hot at all. Not even, And so, because that's a peak. So that means that continuous mode, we're like half a C, right? And so my batteries are never going to get... So that's how you design it, like that. That's the easiest way to design it. If you, for some reason, need to put a smaller battery, then you start looking into having a cooling thing. But that's not easy, you know what I mean? Like, having... The best way to cool batteries is through liquid, but it's really hard because then you have to design the waterways and, liquid... And the battery thing is not the easiest thing to do, so yeah, it gets complicated. Let's see. Washington State here. I'm 33-year-old Belgium. I remember all 3 power outages we had for the whole 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes, so I guess you guys don't have a lot. It's we're lucky here in California. We also never get a lot. Let's see. My shop burned down because of a battery pack did not have a BMS. Yeah, if you build a battery the wrong way and you run it down all the way, for example, and you plate the anodes or the cathode and you try to charge it back again, yeah, it'll create a lot of heat, or you'll overcharge all the other batteries. You'll vent if you're not paying attention. If you're not there watching the battery, you could cause a fire, and then that's possible. Ooh, Sputnik Monkey, thank you for the $10. Still here nursing nasty slice from 18650 harvesting, considering testing Batrium as a master BMS across main packs, plus a local lithium-ion BMS board on each pack, 48 volts with 200 times 18650s. Good or bad idea? I'm not sure I understand your BMS lithium-ion BMS board on each pack. I think if you're using Batrium, you can do away with all the other ones. So yeah. You'll have to share more info as to your plan there, because it's 2 BMSs. I don't understand why you would need 2 BMSs or whatever. Let's see. In one of your videos, you went to a battery testing facility. Where was that? That was here in one of the. It was in one of the facilities that recycles batteries. But that facility no longer sells to the public and no longer sells their batteries here in the States. As far as I know, they ship all their batteries to China. And I was trying to prevent that while I was there, but I couldn't really work with them. They were really hard to work with. And so now I think they send all their batteries to China, unfortunately. Let's see. Which batteries do you need? Oh man, I don't understand that question. Hello from Corona, California. USPS can ship ground to Puerto Rico. It will go by boat, no biggie. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I hope that is true. I haven't tried shipping USPS. Maybe you're right. I haven't tried it. If you have like, yeah, if you've done that, yeah, it's a good thing to know, I guess, because we could ship USPS ground, I guess. Although, what is USPS ground? USPS. Yeah, what is USPS ground? You can't choose that on the labels and stuff. They only have like, yeah, I've never seen that thing. You know what I mean? Like a priority. I ship everything priority via USPS, and that's usually goes through a plane and stuff. So I don't know if you can share with us how you're able to do that. If you have to go into each postal service or whatever. Let's see here. Where are we? Lithium-ion cobalt are flammable, says Michael Bully. Head weight 38,120. Okay, so Sydney, Australia. Subscribe, long time, great work. All right. From Sri Lanka. I'm using just DC to DC converter instead of a proper MPPT controller. Worth it? Is it better than PWM? You could, I mean, you could do it. You just, if your battery cycle deeply, then it's not going to be the best way, because that means you're going to be like really hard on that DC to DC, right? Because when the batteries are really low, the resistance on those batteries are like really high. And so in order to do it right on a battery that's cycled like very deeply, then yeah, you need to use the right PWM or MPPT charge control with the right, you know, curve or whatever. If you're doing like a 12-volt battery, like on a car, you know, where it's just top off all the time and you just use a little bit of energy from the top every once in a while, and your battery's always, yeah, you can do a DC to DC. I did that for years and years on my bus, charging lithium-ion batteries. In fact, a bunch of 18650s, the 3S pack that I had there. Except that one day we went on a long trip, and because we were on the road so long, and we were listening to radio and the lights were on because we were going through mountains during the day. Anyways, I ran that battery down to like nothing, and I did exactly what you're not supposed to do. It's have a battery that with groups that are not matched. And I played it one of the groups, right? So the batteries did not recover, and so as a result of that, you know, I lost my battery. So I just ended up putting a lead acid battery there, and I haven't changed it. It's still there. Let's see. Oh my God. Am I going backwards? I keep reading the same. Hey Jay, it's 5 a.m. in Mallorca, Spain. Finally got you live. Thanks for all your knowledge and inspiration. Hey, thank you, Joe. Do you ever use protected 18650s in any of your projects? No, I never even seen a protected, you know, other than in pictures and stuff. So I understand those are like, those used to be really popular back in the day when they were, you know, doing the vaping stuff, and I don't know if they're still available. All right, I'm just gonna go down, guys, to the very end. If I didn't get to your question, repost it, because I'm having trouble keeping up here. Let's see. I have no clue how to donate from mobile. Oh, Crimson. Yeah, on the videos that are for the Puerto Rico thing, I have a link there. I think you can just click on them and donate there, and it's just a link to you know, to PayPal and stuff. Let's see here. Our critic Cyric says, any recommendations for a battery pack for a house bank on a sailboat? Recommendation for lead acid is minimum 200 amp hours. Yeah, any of the lithium batteries. I don't. I don't. There's not. That's not necessarily like a you know, a particular set of things that a battery needs to do there, other than just store a bunch of energy and use it. I need to know more, but I think as right now, yeah, any of the batteries that we're using would work for that. To my knowledge, you might probably have to go to post office to ask for ground, and it basically takes around a week or so. Okay, so that's what they're saying here, that you would have to, yeah, because it's not available through the online thing, you know, and since I hate talking to people, that's why I usually tend to stay away from anything that you have to deal with people to do. Joe Biddle says, Rimba, he said already there are better these days. Oh, I hope, I have no clue. Are you planning to use high voltage pulse charger to charge and clean up your batteries from sulfate to use batteries forever? I don't know what that is. That sounds like that's something for lead acid batteries. We don't do that with lithium-ion batteries. Let's see here. My wife is from the Philippines, and they use approximately 3.5 kilowatt hours to run everything in the house. Oh, so you mean 3.5 kilowatt, not hours, just kilowatt. To run everything in the house. What is the minimum equipment requirements to take them off grid? Well, I don't know. That's, if you're saying you use 3.5 kilowatt hours, that's a total amount of energy that you would use during the day. If that's what you're saying, then you can, you know, divide that by the number of hours, or, you know, take the maximum amount of power that you're using at any given time, and then your inverter has to be at least that. But then you have to add all the energy that you use throughout the day, and then, you know, you typically would have to be like, I would do like a day and a half or 2 days worth, so that it allows you to like you know, allows you like headroom, so that like if you have a cloudy day, or for some reason something, you know, like, yeah, for some reason there wasn't enough sun, you can still recoup, and you can still, you know, or if you have like extra energy, right? Because no one uses the exact amount of energy every day. You know, there's an average of energy. So if you happen to use more energy one day than the other, you have to build headroom in there. So that's what I would do, like 2-3 days, something like that, to be able to do that. So of course your thing here is not very sure. You use kilowatt hour and then /hour. That is confusing. I don't know how to do with that, because one is storage capacity, right? And then you're saying per hour. So you can't be using that per hour. Do you sell power? I don't sell anything. I create videos for YouTube as for a living. Even batteries, I don't sell batteries. I just simply point you guys to Tom, because Tom sells batteries. I built stuff just to show people how to use them and how to do stuff, and just to, you know, to satisfy my curiosity, because I love playing with batteries and stuff. Let's see. In the 30s, electric buses were all over the U.S. I'm not sure about that. I know that some cities had, like, you can go to San Francisco right now, and there are electric buses. They have those cables up on top. They have this thing where, you know, the buses follow this route where there's cables up on top, and there's a system that touches those cables. So they are electric. They don't have batteries. They actually run off the grid. And that does exist. That you can go to, you know, a lot of cities probably, but I know the ones that I've seen them here is in San Francisco. Let's see here. Any word on project videos? EV West has broken my heart. Come back. We just did one for TV, but now we have to wait for TV to air it. I don't know when they're gonna do it. I just did final paperwork today, and I emailed them today, so hopefully we'll get to hear when they're gonna air that video. It's a project video. It was a complete thing. It was light on the technical side of it, but you know, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what you guys think about it. Let's see. Oh my god, it just jumped up again. Let's see. Which is another one. Christian says, won't a high volt charge take them past 4.2? High volt charge goes to 4.35. I'm not sure what you are discussing there. Let's see. Quick question. Can I use 18650 cells to build a pack for a winch in my car hauler, which I plan to use? Oh man, did I just lose that? Oh, I plan on getting pulls 360 amps at 5,000 pounds. What do you recommend? Yeah, if you use 18650s, use the, you know, the high discharge one. Either that or build a huge battery. You gotta take, like, this ones are capable of doing 15 amp continuous, but that's not the case on all the other ones. So there are some that will do 20. I have some that will do 30, but those are, like, you know, specialized cells and stuff. You don't have to use those high discharge batteries. If you use the ones that are normal energy storage, then you just have to do enough that together the whole group will push enough, like 300 amps that you're doing or whatever. Let's see here. Can I? Oh yeah. So, oh yeah. Let's look at the super chats here. Oh, can I open up? Oh, let me see. I can open up a new window for the super chats. All right. Daniel Rohan, thank you for the $2. He says, please do a cheap BMS review. And then he says life, so for the 3.7 or the 3.2 volt chemistry, I think. Sputnik Monkey, thank you for the $10. Sitting here and nursing. Oh, that's, I read that one already. Westat Tech Guy, thank you for the $10. I have a 12 kilowatt inverter coupled with my Powerwall, and I have 16 of the Tesla Smart for 2 modules in mine. What size inverter are you using, and how many kilowatt hours is your Powerwall in total? So the one that you see here in the wall is about 20 kilowatt. I think it's like 20 kilowatt hours worth of batteries. Not all of them are connected. I'm still trying to find time to do that last one right here. I was waiting for some stuff from Patreon, but now it's been here. I just need to find time. But I'm using a 1100 watt inverter, and it's essentially a UPS 36 volt, because all these packs are 36 volt, and you know, I just wanted to find a use for those and show them to you guys. Except that now they're no longer available, so now, you know, that's why I use that. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that system, you know, like with the new batteries that are coming out, like the other ones. Tom's supposed to send me a bunch of batteries so that I can show you how to make a 48 volt system, because then that's more scalable. And so I don't know if I'm gonna keep that in there, or I'm gonna rip everything out and then do the new system there, so that I can make videos and show you guys how to do that. But until then, yeah, that's just my little system. It's small, and it was just to be, it's basically to like have something ready for the Vice piece that was done on me, and then to show people how to do the things. But you know, I took so long that those batteries are gone now. I mean, there's thousands of those batteries. You know, I'm gonna say like 50,000 of those packs or something. Let's see. Matt Garcia, thank you for the $5. It says, can I repurpose an electric vehicle inverter for my home solar setup? No, those are different types of inverters. I mean, if you could, if you were the right electronic engineer, if you wanted to like really do a lot of work, it is possible. I think it's the same componentry. It's just they're set up different, and so. As far as I understand it, you would, yeah, it's quite a bit of intense work to do that. So not easily. The easy question, or the, you know, the short answer is not easily. Okay, let's see. Tom who? Tom is our battery seller. Tom Ammerman. He is the guy that I point out every time I suggest you buy batteries. There's a seller on eBay. I put links. There's links right here on the eye. On this video, when you click there, there's a couple of like links to batteries in there, and the ones for the Lipos there that I have there today, those go to Tom's eBay listings and stuff. And he is a guy that we've tested all his batteries. Seems to be super honest, and you know, he seems to be really interested in helping the DIY community. And he's got batteries, all kinds of different batteries at a very, very affordable price. And he seems to sell and take the time to like test a bunch of these batteries. So when you're buying them, you're buying something that is more likely to be good, and you know, and you're paying for something that is what it is, and not when you're buying batteries from other people where it's just, you know, you're getting, maybe they're good, maybe they're not that good. So yeah, Tom is a good guy. He's on our side, and he's got a lot of batteries at his disposal that he's oh my god, Kenneth Silver's NASA and SpaceX are fake. Oh, we have a guy that doesn't believe in reality over here. So great. Hey Jehu, I'm part of a project of my school where we're designing an EV to go 1,000 miles. Okay, an EV to go 1,000 miles at 65 miles per hour. We're looking at a total capacity of around 130 kilowatt hours. Your videos have been really helpful. All right, that's pretty cool. I'd say you very well could do it with 130 kilowatt hours, because we almost did it at 100. Yeah, I almost got in trouble there for saying capacity, and yeah, just saying how much I was able to squeeze out of the batteries and how much of the batteries were labeled, and yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think with 130 kilowatt hours you should be able to do it. Did you see the 96 cell modules with the A123 cells on eBay? They were apparently for a bus project. Yeah, in fact, I have some of those. I have some of those modules there. I don't remember what the thing is, but those are beat up. You know, when you get them, by the time that they take them off of buses, there's not a whole lot of life in those batteries left. So that's why we never sold them, because they were not, I didn't think they were worth it. What kind of motor do you recommend for change in a gasoline car for electric motor? For an electric motor, DC or three-phase, pros and cons. Yeah, I like the three-phase AC motors, because they're reliable and there's less maintenance than doing the DC. You can do DC, but those are usually big and heavy, and they put a lot of power and stuff. They're great for like racing applications and all that stuff. You know, best bang for buck kind of thing. But yeah, it's all technology they're not very reliable, not for a daily driver, right? For a specialized vehicle, you could do it, no problem. But for, you know, a daily driver, something that you just want to like drive and not worry about it and stuff. Yeah, three-phase AC. Let's see here. Hey, Jerry, Powerwalls is in the house. I bought over 700 batteries from Tom. Small square lithium. All of them were perfect, he says. Woo, there you go. See, me and my friends are working on self-charging power banks. Ooh, self-charging, huh? How do they self-charge? Let's see. You do not want to be at the max cell draw amperage rating. You should only pull 7 amps from each 18650 cells. This keeps the heat down, and you want to destroy the cells. Yeah, you know, you want to go easy on your cells. The easier you go on them, the longer they'll last, and the safer your battery will be. Why does your Samba have its roof covered? Doesn't your Samba? Because who wants to cover the nice hole that I spent 7 months making on my Samba? It has a giant, like, rag top, you know, where you can open it up and you can see. Why am I going to cover it with ugly solar panels that only give me at max, I don't know, like 300 watts per hour? I mean, that's nothing. That's 1 mile of range. Solar panels are ugly. And I happen to love my Samba the way it looks, not some, you know, squared, flat thing on the top. Maybe someday that I can cover it, the small little areas, maybe I'll do it just to say that I'm doing, just to people that ask us, like, yes, you could do it, I have them there. But it's not worth it. Let's see here. Sputnik Monkey says, are the regulations the same for shipping lithium-ion batteries inside the US versus shipping international, or can you ship interstate within the US without training, licenses, special bank? No, I think the regulations are just shipping, because I think they're more lax if you're doing ground shipping, right? But a lot of the shipping happens now, you know, through air, and so that's why you have to take those extra yeah, you have to take extra precautions. Yes, it's the same within the States, and then I think international just adds another level of complexity, because every country has their own restrictive rules and regulations. So it's hard. No matter how you look at it, it's just really hard. Let's see. First, look up the data sheet for yourself. So that he's answering the other guy. Tom from Alarm Hookup. Yeah, that's his name. On HG Powerwall, the link is not working. Are you kidding me? Let's see. What's up with the links not working? Open link and new tab. Let's see if it works or not. Yep, it works for me. It opened up the thing. So the link that HV Powerwall linked here, it works. Let's see. Let's see. Someone else says the link doesn't work. I just clicked it on this one. Good. Your link is broken. Wow, all these people are saying the link is broken, but I just clicked on it and it worked. I wonder why, guys. Let's see. SpaceX. It's so crazy. So many people are doubting that rockets exist and that we go to space, and that I have a healthy level of skepticism, right? But I think it's getting out of control. I think where people are just questioning everything, you know. Like, for example, I never seen Muhammad Ali, right? The guy can be completely fabricated. But I believe the guy existed because there's plenty of evidence out there that he existed. You know, Trump. I never seen Trump in real life. I never seen him firsthand. I believe he exists because, you know, even though the fake news are, you know what I mean? Like, so I find it really interesting and hard to believe, and makes me sad sometimes that people are so distrust. I mean, I share your distrust of media and distrust of humans generally, right? So I can relate a little bit, but not to that degree that we're seeing now. We're like, what? You don't believe that we can go to space? That is crazy. It's impossible that it could be faked. Yes, it's very possible. And humans are capable of being that shady. They would. But I just don't, there's not enough evidence to support that, you know, that the world is not round, that the rockets don't go to space, that the moon landings, except the first one. I might give you there if there is some evidence. You know, they did have the motive to fake it, but, you know, There's no evidence. I don't think there is evidence. All the evidence that people show, it's just so crazy. It's non-evidence, you know what I mean? Like, let's see here. Where are we? What do you think about these Full River Lipo 4 26650s? I think they're great. I have some. Except I'm waiting for the little things to build a battery. But they should be exactly the same as the other ones that were slightly bigger. I ran into the same problem here. I built this battery pack and I want to make a video about it. But it's the same thing. These batteries are no longer available. Look at this. This is 1 kilowatt hour worth of storage here. And this is a 4S, so it's 12 volts. So I wanted to put a 12 volt inverter here on top and screw it to this guy. Make a hole, stick those cables out there. Right? And it's got those little fuses here. So 6 amps times 20, you know. Yeah, I did the math, and yeah, it'll run that inverter. Anyways, that video I made up on these should be the same, you know, should be transferable to 26650s. I have some, I will test them, and I will upload a video, as it just seems like if I don't actually make a video and point directly to them, then they won't sell, because when I did that with these, you guys just bought them all. And the other ones, I've been there, right? I think that the seller has like almost 500 boxes of those 26650s, and those are good batteries. And that's a good price. If you want to make batteries that are 12 volts, those are the way to go. You know what I mean? Now that we sold out on all the other ones too, the headways too. I mean, those headways went. They're gone. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Kenneth Silvers there is saying that we can't get to space. You gotta prove it, man. I guess it's hard to prove that people can't do it. You'd have to prove that that everyone is faking it, and you know, provide a reason why you would want to fake that. You know, why would people, you know, invest so much money into putting a rocket that doesn't go to space and doesn't do anything? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's no space. One guy was like, this car should be melting, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, well, where's your proof that it's not melting? For all we know, the car's all melted. I mean, the camera is kind of far, and you can't see if the seats are melting or the plastics are all like warping and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the image that we have is only a few hours after it was launched. Another one that I saw that it's super easy to like debunk is where are the stars? And I'm like, don't you guys know anything about anything? Like, cameras exposure is set for the bright parts of the image, right? The car and the earth behind it, right? So you're not going to see any stars because the camera is exposed for the bright parts, not, you know. And of course, as a, you know, video guy, as a photographer, you know that, and you realize it makes sense. You're like, you're not going to see any stars because they're, you know, like 20 times dimmer than the brightest part in the camera. And those cameras are pointed straight to the car, so there's no changing that exposure, you know. So it's just dumb. I mean, there's no proof of the fakery of this stuff. But of course, there's no convincing people like Kenneth, you know what I mean? Like, look at them. They're like here, like, arguing that it's all fake. And, you know, they're saying we're supposed to believe them, but except they never have, you know, they never have any proof. So here we go. Let's see. On your rough calculation, how much costs to make 1 kilowatt hour Powerwall? Well, the battery itself is about $150 per kilowatt hour. But then you got to do all the other equipment, the box, the thing, yeah, so you're looking at, you know, I don't know, $300 maybe to do a 1 kilowatt hour. In fact, that's, yeah, that's Well, we're not really storing. No, that includes the solar panel stuff. Yeah, we're doing like $500 systems for the Puerto Rico families. That usually is like 1 to 200 solar panels and about half a kilowatt of battery with about a half a kilowatt inverter, or those ones that we were using were 900 watts, right? So that it can run a little refrigerator and stuff. And there's a lot of sun, you know, in Puerto Rico, so that's you know. So let's see here. Another question. So all those people that watched it with their own two eyes were watching something fake? If you would believe the Kenneths of the world, yes, those were all fake. It was just a pony show. We wasted all of those tons of fuel just to put on a show for a fake thing. Oh, hubcap, another one. See, there are like so many of them. Where are they? Where are they coming from? I think. I mean, I think their distrust in information it's rightly placed. You know what I mean? Like, there is so much fake and deceit coming from all over the place that, yeah, you gotta question everything, right? But yeah, you gotta have a healthy, you know, relationship with reality to be able to judge what can be and can't be. You know, it's completely possible that everything is fake. It's just unlikely, you know what I mean? And so unless there's like overwhelming evidence to prove your points, I think, yeah, you're just, you know, you're just a little crazy to believe that, you know, stuff doesn't exist, like space travel doesn't exist. Let's see here. Oh, Ruben Salazar, thank you for your $10. Thank you for your donation. Let's see. Can we use auto transmission for an EV conversion? Yes. You could totally do it, and you can, you know, run through the gears, and you can run a car just the same. Usually, they don't need it. Electric cars, most electric cars in production today, they have a single gear, because when you're winding a motor, you can take all that torque and then extend it just throughout the entire range of RPMs to go from 0 to, like, I don't know, 80 miles an hour or something. And so that's why you don't need to have gears. On combustion engines, you can't really do that. It's just like a narrow bandwidth of, like, RPMs where the torque is at. So you have to keep shifting to put yourself, that motor, in that little narrow bandwidth of RPMs, right? But you don't need to do that with the electrics. We're in space right now, says the resident skeptic. Maybe he can't send the Samba to space, but could send it under the ocean. Well, yeah, but why would we want to do that? I just want to drive it around. Let's see. What happens if you put 18650 cells in parallel that have different milliamp hour ratings? It doesn't matter. Like, if you put, okay, so let's see. Let's visually do this, right? Yeah, 2 cells. Let's say even 2 different size cells. This is a 26650. This is an 18650. Have different sizes, right? Physical and capacity wise. If you connected these in parallel and you put a load into it, the bigger battery has more ability to push power. And so if you're asking 1 amp off of this combo batteries, right? And both batteries can deliver the 1 amp. Then the load is going to be shared pretty much evenly through both batteries, right? So they're both are going to give their energy at about the same rate. And so whenever this one runs out, then it's just there, you know, kind of going for the for the ride, as this one keeps delivering the 1 amp load, right? Power. If you increase the load to a higher number where this one can't easily push, or whatever is the stronger cell, right? Then the stronger cell is gonna be pushing more power out, and so that one is gonna deplete faster than the other one, and the other one is just gonna tag along for the ride for the rest of the discharge cycle. So if you have like 5 amp load in here, and neither of these batteries can do 5 amps, right, by themselves, maybe for a little while they will be able to combine. The power out will meet the 5 amp load, but then as soon as the one runs out, with the smaller one, then you're gonna be capped by whatever the one left that still has energy in there, whatever that one can put out. But at the end of the day, the smaller battery won't die. It won't be hurt because it's not gonna be pushing energy that it doesn't have anymore. You will damage it if you squeeze more energy than the combined amount of energy storage in both sides, and then the voltage, goes below a certain point. On these guys are usually like 2.5 or something, right? You don't want to go below that, especially if you have others in series. If you run current through them when they're dead, then that's a reversal. The electrons run in reverse, and what happens is that you plate the cathode or the anode. Is it the cathode? I think it's the cathode. You plate it, and then they lose their ability to charge again, to be able to store ions, and so then that battery is dead. I actually did it. I keep doing it. This light right here that you're watching doesn't have a BMS, and I just, like pop in batteries in there. And sometimes I don't pay attention, like, they're the same 2400 milliamp hour battery. Sometimes I put it like together with the 1300. And often I kill batteries because I run electrons backwards on the smaller batteries, right? When one runs out of power in series. Now in parallel, there's no problem, and so there's no problem running batteries that are different size, the different capacities, if you're running them in parallel. Let's see. Woo! Okay, so that jumped a lot. Wait, so no of any affordable EV kits for smart car conversion? No, no, because no one really wants to convert the smart car. You'd have to have a popular car in order to be able to. It's just too much money, right? Still to invest in a car, so it has to be a car that is beloved, and it has like a large following, and people would be willing to, dump some money into it. And so that's why I think the only ones are like, iconic cars, like kind of like the Bug, what I mean? Like people love them, even though they're terrible cars. But people learn to love them so much that they would dump a bunch of money. And, there's a whole industry here in California. Electric is selling, $80,000, $100,000 Bugs. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, what? How is that possible? It's a cheap car. Well, there's a lot of people with money in California, and they love their Bugs. Sputnik Monkey, thank you for the $5. Jehu isn't real. This live feed. Oh man, come on! Don't do this to me. Come on. Oh, let's see. Can I go? Oh yeah. You guys are typing too fast. He's not actually answering your questions. This donation is also fair. Yep. That's what I say. If I can't see it with my own eyes, well, then I don't always believe my own eyes, right? Let's see. Let's see. He did. Let's see. Mega everything else says, honestly, oh, he's answering someone, so it's not gonna make sure. So it's not gonna make sense to the rest of us. Jehu, have you used a turbo encabulator? No, not yet. I haven't had the chance to use a turbo encapsulator. What do you think of sodium solid battery technology going forward? It's real? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. See? I have a healthy skepticism, right? I don't like the futuristic technologies because I don't have them. Put them in my hands, then I'm excited. But as of right now, all the future technologies, I could care less. You know, until you manufacture it, you put it on. If I was, you know, involved in, you know, research and or making, like, you bring in some of those technologies into the market, then I would be, right? But I'm not. I'm a strictly consumer when it comes to batteries, right? So unless if you have the next battery technology, then hurry up, manufacture it, undercut everybody's cost, bring it out here, and then we'll get behind you. Otherwise, you're just a dreamer. You know what I mean? Like, and sorry, I'm just, you know, people have been announcing, you know, the next generation battery, you know, miracle battery forever, and, you know, it's not here. So far, it hasn't materialized, so I am skeptic. Let's see. Jehu, I'm building an expedition vehicle with a 48-volt system for the coach and was thinking either a Tesla battery packs or building an 18650 on my own. What do you think on both? 7 kilowatt system. I'd say if you have the money, buy the Tesla modules. They're so easy. You get them, you install it, you connect it, and then you're done. You can easily connect the BMSs because they have the little things. They're ready to go, and they're, you know, they're well done. The batteries are matched almost perfectly. Well, at least in our experiences, they're like perfectly. They don't never drift. They almost don't need a BMS, right? Because I'm running my Tesla modules without a BMS. Now, if you want to save some money, yeah, if you want to save some money, but do a bunch of work and learn a lot on the way, then yeah, build your own modules, right? But I mean, it's if you got the money, just, you know, and you don't want to create a whole project of it, then, you know, just do the thing. Just buy the modules. Oh my God, the lights are going down. What's going on? There we go. I want to run my 800 watt computer 24/7. How many 100 watt panels and storage will I need? Well, there you go. 800 watts, right? That's per hour. So multiply that by 24. Here, I'm going to give you guys a reason to make fun of me because I'm going to pull out my computer. Hey, I didn't go to school. What's your excuse, right? 800 times 24, so that's about 19.2, so about 20 kilowatt hours, right, per day. So you gotta so you gotta be able to make that in five and a half hours of sun, because that's usually in the average in the States how much sun you get. So 20 kilowatt hours, right? Divided by 5.5. So you need 3,600. So yeah, almost like 3,700 watts of solar to be able to create enough energy to run to a 24 cycle in 5.5 hours. Then of course you also would need a little bit of headroom just in case, you know. Oh, because that's peak. That's a peak rating. So you gotta add more than that because, you know, your 3,600 watt solar array is only going to be producing 3,600 maybe like 1 hour out of the day, or 20 minutes. I think is more like that, because then the sun changes, right? And unless you have like this thing that's following tracking the sun, you're not. So yeah, you got to overbuild that. So I'd say you're looking at about 5,000 watts of solar to be able to do that. And yeah, and so then you need yeah, I'd say you need 20 kilowatt hours worth of battery, I think, to be able to have a system that might reliably run 24/7. With I would do a thing where, like, it, you know, if in case not enough sun came in, or you know, energy consumption goes up a little bit, then, you know, you can switch to the grid without interrupting the system, and then you have you give your batteries like a chance to like recoup and, you know, charge or whatever. But that's roughly how you do the calculations. You want to build in some redundancies. You want to overbuild your systems. Jay believes in a battery technology when he can fish it out of a dumpster. Pretty much, man. I don't care. You know, I'm not rich. I'm not an elite in this world. So, you know, their reality is different than my reality, right? When we can get it as trash, then that's when the batteries are real. There are 3 types of people in this chat. Those who can count and those who can't. Let's see. Where do you get the plastic boxes for your battery packs? I get everything in Amazon. Amazon is my friend. Why is half of my comments always missing? Says Peter. Peter. Jay, who is Peter? Yeah, why are you doing half comments, man? Come on, do full comments. Oh, I see. I see what you're doing. Ask again now and after the live section. Yeah, sorry if I missed your question. 19 kilowatt hour, and that's just to run for one day. You need a few of those at least. Yeah, so that's what I said, right? Right. Okay, so Peter. So here's Peter talking about firsthand. He actually has miner running. Yeah, he's doing a lot of crypto mining over there. My miner is around 800 watts and kills my 4 of panels and 40 kilowatt hours of storage. Wait, what? What is that? 4 kilowatt of panels. All right, so yeah, so I said about 5 kilowatt, right? Yeah. So yeah, you gotta overbuild a little bit. So there you go, first-hand experience. Wait, your only one miner will do? Yeah, that's right, because it can run. Some of the power supplies are like 1,200 watts, right? Yeah, wow. Yeah, those things consume some energy. I would be excited about it, except I bought some Ethereum, and let me check today. Every time you check, it's like, did I lose everything? Hey, where's my Coinbase? Where are you? Oh, there we go. Let's see how much money we lost today in the crypto. Oh, we're almost up. I'm almost even. Look at that. I'm like $30. I'm $30 down. By the way, I was at one point $500 up, and then now, yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. You did not answer Amo's question. He gave you $5 donation. Oh, really? What was it? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Let's see. Let me open up the super chat again. I don't see a question, and Mo. It says that it doesn't have a question. Yeah. If you see on the screen here, it says it's just $5. Sorry, can you ask again, Amo? I didn't mean to skip your question. What do you do and talk about? I'm new here. What do I do? I make a lot of videos about a lot of stuff. I have almost nearing 600 videos, and a lot of them are about making electric cars. A lot of them are about batteries, lithium batteries. A lot of them are about just being a YouTuber. I just went full-time YouTuber just like about 6 months ago, I think. So I talk a lot about that stuff. Technology, about, you know, being able to do stuff even though you don't have training, you know, so that sort of stuff. So I talk a lot about a lot of stuff. I'm not an expert in any of the fields that I talk about, but I usually have, you know, opinions that are, I don't know, based on my reality. And so people either love them or they hate them. I'm equally loved and hated in this channel. Let's see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Let's see. Do you have a video of buying and breaking down used laptop batteries? Yes, they're a bit old because I was doing that about 2 years ago. But if you search for them in, ooh, man, where are they going to be? I think they're going to be in the Samba playlist and stuff. Yeah, I should really go through all my things and like restructure my channel. But it's hard. It's like 500 videos. You know, who can do that? Who has the time to do that? I'm surprised that an 800 watt machine kills 40 kilowatt hours of storage. Yes. All right. I have 1.5 Bitcoin and 5 Ethereum. Oh, wow. You have quite a bit of money invested in there. Unless you bought it a long time ago. Let's see. My wife hates batteries. We all hate batteries, especially when they go dead. And they go dead almost every single time. I was mining Litecoin 2 years ago. I shouldn't have stopped. Says, yeah, because, right? Because you could have made a bunch of money. 2 years ago, it was easy to mine. Oh my god, it just jumped again. Hey Jehu, any news on the availability of the new 2170 Tesla modules from EV West? Hopefully they have them available soon. Well, there's no... We need to... yeah, there's not enough, you know, 3 Series vehicles out there to crash. That's the only way you can get batteries. And so, until they start hitting the streets, and until people start crashing them, we're not going to have access to those. So... it's going to be a while, I think, because they have the autopilot. Although, you know, they do crash, even with the autopilot, right? You are an expert because of your experiences, Carl. Well, some people would debate that, and they would say that's not how it works. Ammo question. I have a question. Do you know about the Kodiak battery pack, right? No, I don't know what the Kodiak pack is. I was wondering, can batteries that are in it now, can they be changed out with higher amp batteries, or is that a bad idea? I'm sorry, I don't know which battery pack that is. I'm familiar with that. I just finished my very first 48 volt e-bike. I have some leftover cells with lower milliamp hours that I didn't want to use in my pack. Could I make a smaller 18 volt battery and use a DC to DC converter? You could use, but if you're using less voltage to run the same amperage, well, those smaller pack is going to be run much higher, and so if they're like weaker cells, I don't know, you know, unless it's sized properly, I'd say you're gonna kill that battery really quickly, and it could be kind of unsafe, depending how you build. I mean, I guess if you put the right BMS on there or whatever, you could do it. Yeah, you could totally do it, but the DC to DC is gonna have to be properly sized, and they're usually kind of big if you want to run some decent power through it, right? Let's see. Oh, Amon's question was the same mining, except they have a 1200 watt computer, so you've answered it. Oh, okay. 4 are enough or 5? I say the more the better. I don't really understand what you're asking, but sure. I had those in mind. Awesome, thanks again. Hey, what's going on here with this dog? You have to measure the actual power consumption. 1200 watt PSU doesn't mean the PSU use all that power together. Although if I believe those miners, it's like a constant like draw, right? I mean, it's like they don't variate too much. They're just like chugging away, doing their thing. I could be wrong. I have no experience, but as far as I understand, yeah, those guys, they just, it's continuous. Let's see. 229. Find out about AJ, I have 6 18650 cells from a drill battery, and they can do something like 25 amp continuous. Whoa, those are good batteries, but they are reading in the millivolts. Is there a way to revive them? There could be. If they were there only for a short amount of time, you probably could. But if they've been there for months and months and years, whatever, those batteries are probably going to be done as they degrade really fast when they're at that voltage, when they're stored at that voltage. So charge them, charge them very slowly using one of those chargers or whatever. They get hot, you got bad batteries. If they don't get hot and they actually go all the way to 4.2, do a test, do a load test, see how much they actually give you, cycle them a few times. If they don't if they don't get super hot, then I think you're good. If they have, somewhere around the original capacity, I'd say you have good batteries. But if not, yeah, there's no way to revive them. There's, usually once lithium batteries are done, they're done. Let's see. What is the 48 volt powering? Is that a fully charged? My skateboard is 36 volt, but fully charged is 42 volts. Oh, yeah. And it's fine, so it depends on the hardware that it is powering. What's with the orange batteries next to me? Oh, these guys? These guys are my modules. These are 15 amp cells. They are UR18650S. These are Sanyo batteries. They have a bad rep. According to Peter, Sanyos are bad. They're usually heaters. These are brand new. Tom sent them by mistake. I was supposed to get some other types, but then he sent me these, and I'm like, hey, what am I supposed to do with these? So I just used them to build some of these modules and test them and stuff. I need to standardize a 24 volt module so that we can do 24 volt systems for Puerto Rico. So that's what we're gonna try and do. Hey, look at that. Where's that tech guy? Thank you for the $5. I would like to donate one of my portable solar generators I built to help you out with your efforts for the people of Puerto Rico. I got hit by Irma. Ah, thank you. Yeah, people, people need them down there, and Javier is doing a good job, finding the families that need those and, giving them to them. It's hard work, let me tell you. It's not everyone... not every people are the best and people are the worst at the same time, right? So there are, if you're not careful, people would take advantage of it. Like they have stories where you would donate a thing or whatever, and then, like 2-3 days later, you'd see it on, eBay or something. And you're like, oh, so you guys didn't really need it. You're not using it. You just put a sad story, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just finding the right people that help, and it's hard work, going and talking to them, seeing if it's actually going to help them. We don't want to just give equipment away for people that don't need it, they don't use for it or whatever, So you got to find the right candidates for it. We want to try and help as much people as possible, but with limited supplies, you're trying to find the ones that really, really need it. The ones that are, in most need, I think. Let's see. I know Yasa motors are used in Formula E cars, but what is the 3 best motors, most powerful and most efficient? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are... yeah, you have to look at EV West in their catalog there, but I'm not too familiar since I you know, I'm not doing like race cars and stuff. I know the something that is going to be very popular are going to be the Tesla motors, because there are quite a bit of them, and they are 500 horsepower, you know. So and then there's two sizes, right? There's the back one, the big one, and then the front one, which is a little bit smaller. And then now there's going to be the Model 3, which is going to be a lot, you know, a little bit smaller. Those are going to be super popular. There's going to be a lot of them, because there's going to be like, in the next couple of years, there's going to be like 500,000 of those cars dumped in the road. So they are going to be available. I know I haven't seen too many initiatives to like hack, to make a package to hack like the Priuses and the Leafs and stuff. Those are cool motors, right? They're like 150 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt motors or something like that. I just don't know why people aren't doing it. So yeah, especially Leafs. There's a lot of Leafs. I don't know why. It's just they're not cool. Sorry, Leaf owners out there. They're just, your cars are not cool. Well, oh, Mega Everything Else says Cobalt Jehu solders all his batteries. Well, not anymore. Here's the first what is this? Welded, spot welded one, right? And it's using the little things too. So, I mean, this is the first one. This is the prototype. I'm gonna be making a video about that, but yeah, I think for the Samba, it's not gonna be soldered anymore. I mean, if that works, I don't know. If that passes the test, I don't know. Let's see. I'm new and I want to build a Powerwall. What do I need to search for on eBay to source from? Well, batteries. You need batteries. Then you need all the supplies to build the battery pack. You need to watch a bunch of videos of us building batteries, mines or Peter. Peter's are probably better because, you know, he's more organized. And then you'd have to buy an inverter, cables, contactors, a BMS unit, you know, that sort of stuff, so that you can install it. You'd have to watch a lot of videos and, you know, get acquainted with the subject, so that, because this could be dangerous. You're dealing with electricity and energy, and if you don't do it right, you know. So yeah, you just gotta start watching videos. So Mr. Badass Ray says, hey Jehu, where can you buy a Tesla Powerwall in Puerto Rico, and for how much? I know. So, man, what was his name? Luis. When I went to Puerto Rico, I met Luis. Maybe I can ask him to give us his contact info, or so, you know, or maybe you can call him. I know that he told me that they were doing about 7 installations per day in Puerto Rico right now of the Tesla Powerwall. So I know that he's selling them and he's installing them. So maybe we can contact them. But I don't have his permission to share his info. I will ask him, and hopefully maybe we can do that, so that, yeah, people that want to use. Oh, you know what? My dogs are gonna go crazy right now because my parents are coming. So I'm gonna close. Hold on, let me just close the door here. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna go crazy. Boys. Come on. Saqué los perros, ¿cómo pueden meterlos? Saqué los perros para que no ladraran. Sí. Oh, look at that! Another battery that's gonna go dead. Oh, Jesus. Wow, batteries just suck, man. Okay, so here we go, here we go. Press the thing. Okay. I think we're back. Let's see, what else can we do? Man, my thing is not coming back. Yeah, I'm back. Estoy en vivo, papá. Grabando ahorita. I have a 1975 VW bus that I am thinking of converting to electric, but I was wondering what the general cost of your setup is, or if I were to do it on average, what would be, or what the cost would be. So let's see. My system is about $7,000. It includes like the motor and the controller and all the cables and all the little things, and plus the battery. And so battery right now at about $150 a kilowatt hour. I have 50 kilowatt hours, so I'm buying 48, something like that, right? So how much battery? I paid a bunch of money. Actually, I didn't, but I mean, the battery when I got it was, you know, retail for a lot of money, but now 150 times 48. Well, I have about 7,200, right? Plus, you know, you need the cables and the boxes and the straps and the thing. So you're talking about like 8,000. So yeah, you're talking about anywhere like at least from $15,000 to $20,000 worth of materials. Then if you're gonna do a bunch of stuff yourself, you can get away with that, doing it like that, right? But if you're gonna pay a shop, yeah, I know EV West charges like, I don't know, 10 grand or something to do the work, because it's, you know, it's quite a bit of work. Yeah, you're looking at, you know, 15 to 20 in parts, and 20 to 25 or 30, you know, depending what level. There's like everything. There's levels of workmanship, you know, like, I don't know. There's like, you know, depending how, you know, fancy you want the build and stuff. But yeah, that's what you're looking at right now. It's about $15,000 to $20,000 worth of parts plus labor. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay, anybody know, guy? Let's see. Okay, here we go. I use two 18650 cells to replace my JBL flip 2 battery. Ended up quadrupling the battery capacity. Thanks. Oh yeah. I wonder what the JBL flip is. That like a little camera or something? I'm building a Bluetooth cooler stereo that that'll charge your phone and has a 12-volt out for inverters. Ooh, well, that's gonna be kind of hard with if you're using 18650s, unless they're the 3.2 volt, right? Benjamin Sanchez says, "Hi, I'm from Puerto Rico. What low voltage cutoff device you recommend for a 24 volt Powerwall?" So there's two ways of doing it, right? Let's see. So you could do one full system with the Batrium and 7 of the Longmans, and you can build like 7 of these bricks, however size you want them, and each one has one of the little units that takes care of it. Another way to do it is because there's really there are like there's like really no mid-size like BMS systems out there. I think there are some, but they're like, I was looking at them and they're like big and bulky and expensive. And I think they're still like using like semiconductors to open and close the circuits, you know, where Baytram would actually use like a contactor. You know, like you can use a latching one if you don't want to like, you know, use a lot of power and stuff. And I'm gonna actually experiment with that when I finish my installation here. So the way to use it, like there's a bunch of these tiny, like little BMSs, right? These are used for like bikes, yeah, electric bikes mostly, right? Scooters, like, you know, small size mobility, like little vehicles, right? So what you can do also is do packs like this, right? This is a 4P7S, right? Pack, and then it's got a 20 amp BMS on it. And so this pack will provide you up to 20 amps of power, 24 volt right here, right? And so what you can do is you can build your pack this way. This is another one, except this one's a little bit bigger. It's 5 cells times 7. It has the same 7 as, oh yeah, and I think these cells are higher output cells, right? 15 amps. These are just regular, you know, like 5 amp cells or whatever. So that's why you can put more cells in the same. But anyways, here are two 24 volt packs. And these are, you know, just testing. I was testing the BMS, and that's why all these cables are here and look messy. But you could connect these in parallel, right? And now you have two of these packs that are BMS independently. And then you can do that. You can just have 10, 20, 100 of these. And that's how you can build a BMS right now. And it would be cheap, and it would be easy to monitor, except with this way, you never know if the BMS is doing anything, or if it's just there, or if any of the packs have been disabled because of the BMS. You just don't know anything. That's essentially what I have there with the hoverboard packs. Each pack right there is a 36 volt pack has its own BMS, and they're plugged in there, right? But that BMS is really cheap. It's really like it doesn't have balancing on it, so all it does is it reads individual voltages of all the cells, and whenever they fall out of line threshold, then it actually turns off the MOSFETs and it disconnects the entire pack off of it. You know, for all I know, half of those packs are disconnected because they're out of balance or whatever, you know, and I wouldn't know it because there's no way to know unless you know, physically go and disconnect each pack and then you test it. So that's the bad thing about doing this type of setup, but it would be economical because these are really cheap, right? They're like $10 BMSs, and then you can build small little packs that are like, you know, that are your voltage that you're already going to use. In this case, 24 volt. You can build a 36 or 48 pack like this and have his own BMS and stuff, and then just connect them all in parallel. So that's one way to doing it, or do the centralized and distributed, you know, big BMS like the Baytram. And that one, you'd have full access to a bunch of telemetry. You know, you can see each individual pack, what voltage it is. And with the long ones, it's got temperature sensors, and it's got logging features where, you know, you can see, you know, I haven't, since I installed that, I haven't checked it. And the other day I took it apart, I took the cover off, and I noticed that one of the long ones was actually burning. It was hot. It was burning energy. And I'm like, why? What's it burning energy? Like, what are these batteries doing? Are they like, I don't know. I have no idea what's happening, but you know, that thing is doing something. So I'm going to turn it on these. The problem is that it uses a Windows machine, and oh, man, me and Windows just don't get along. And I mean, it's almost a deal breaker, you know, and so I would have to turn the machine and, you know, try to run it because it's got dual OS in there, and I don't know how to do it, and I have to remember how to, you know, anyways, it's a long thing that we need to figure out how to not use Windows machines, because there's a lot of people like me that don't like Windows, don't use it, and it's a huge inconvenience. The perfect, the perfect thing would be to be able to, just connect via Wi-Fi and connect directly into a mobile device, iOS or Android. It doesn't matter. It's a lot. I would, find my way an Android device, 10 times easier than finding my way to a PC. And so those are what you have right now when it comes to BMSing and building a pack, 24-volt pack. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? What if I get a car, take the engine out, and replace it with a bunch of car batteries? Can that work too? Yes, it will work. It says you won't go very far and you won't go whatever distance you go for very long, and your car is going to be really heavy. It's just not the best way to do it. You could do it. People have been doing lead acid battery conversions for years, decades. Wood gasification built for a couple $100. Power a 50 kilowatt generator with a few pounds of chip wood. Yeah, there's one way to do it. Car batteries are not designed to be fully discharged. You'll kill them fast. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You can get deep cycle batteries, but they're the same thing. They don't last very long, and at the end they end up being more expensive than just using lithium batteries. But that was before I saw your potable battery build for Puerto Rico. I just have a question. If I got cell phone batteries that have double the milliamp, would the system spec need to be upgraded? No, it's just your battery's going to be bigger and it's going to last longer. Bigger batteries can push more power, so you could put a bigger inverter in there, although I'm not sure how much I'm running. I think these, like these little batteries that I have there, those are Lipo batteries. They can push, like, I think I shorted out one, something like 50 amps or something, and I'm dead short. But of course, we know what happens to Lipos when you short them out. They tend to, like, overinflate and, vent and do that thing. I used two 1860. Wait, I already read that one. Am I really going backwards here? What's going on here? Have you seen the new batteries made from metal oxide magnesium? Nope. Again, if I can find them in the trash can, in the dumpster bin. They're not real for me. You're chewing, yeah, so this guy's talking about that other thing. Nightbot, 2 megawatt hour. Have you seen? I've seen. Come on. Send me some questions. How do I make money? Someone is asking. Well, you see, I have various ways of making money, but they usually all revolve around making videos, right? So I make money. I get around 1 million views per month, and so that generates a few bucks in ad revenue, right? I also have affiliates, whenever I mess around with any product here, batteries, battery holders, or any of this stuff, battery chargers. I put links on my videos of all the equipment that I'm using, and if you guys click on those links and you happen to purchase that through the Amazon and eBay links, then I make a small commission. So then that's another source of revenue. I also have partnerships, like, for example, Tom, if my link sells a bunch of his batteries, then he gives me a small percentage of batteries. I think moving forward, once I hit 200,000 subscribers, I think I'm going to start doing what is called sponsored videos, where I don't have to sell and pimp out a product, for example, right? I can just be like, today's video is sponsored by, you know, Opus, you know, the leading manufacturer of, you know, 18650 chargers, you know. But then that's it. I don't have to actually push a product. I could just put their name, and then that's it. And hopefully, once I have about 200,000 subscribers, hopefully that's going to be more attractive for people, or you know, for brands to be able to pay me money so that I can put their name on there. But that way I won't have to push stuff, because, you know, it gets messy, you know. Like, if people send me, like, there's a bunch of people that want to send me product to review, right? And I'm like, hey, making a review video, it's like, it takes a lot of work, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, oh, I give it to you for free. And I'm like, that's not good enough payment. You know, sometimes they don't offer like a product that's available in any of these marketplaces where I can make money off the affiliate links, right? So then I'm like, no, that's the time invested in that product is not gonna pay off. And so then you're like, well, how about you pay me money? But then if you receive money for reviewing a product, then, you know, then you have a conflict of interest, because now this company's pay you money, so now you owe them a good review. And if the product sucks, then you're gonna not, you know, it's just gonna get messy. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm not taking money currently for doing reviews, and so I'm not doing reviews in any other products that I'm buying. There's a few products that people have sent me for free, and I haven't asked for them, and so I'm like, look, I'm gonna make an honest review. Whether this thing sucks, is gonna suck. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, I potentially run into the trouble of, like, killing, you know, relationships like that with manufacturers and stuff. But you know, I like buying equipment, like all these chargers, for example. I bought them with my own money, and I'm going to do a review, and it's going to be honest. Because I don't owe Opus anything. I don't owe them a good review, because I bought this with my own money, right? And so, that's how I make a little bit of money. Also, Patreon. I have a Patreon link in my thing. That's where you guys, the viewers, if you appreciate all the information that I'm putting and all the work, then, you know, you sign up to give me a small donation every month or per video basis, like I have it there. So I have a little bit of, you know, several sources of stream of money. And to tell you the truth, it's not easy. It's a lot of work. I've been broke for 3 years. Finally, things have, you know, turning around, and I'm gonna be able to get out of debt in the next few months, hopefully, depending on how it goes. This month is not so hot, but that's just the nature of this beast, you know. Some months you make some money, some months you don't, you barely scrape by. But as my reach grows, you know what I mean, like, and then it gets a little bit easier and stuff. But this has been a long road. I've been at it for 3 years, you know, and I've been broke. So I thank all of you guys for making this possible, all your support. There's a lot of people here that have been, you know, supporting me since the beginning, and I thank you guys for that. Let's see. Some more questions. It seems like whenever I start, like, rambling on about a thing, then you guys are all typing in questions, and then when I'm looking for the questions, you guys don't do it. Whoa. Thanks for being honest. Thank you. What is the difference between Lipo 4 and Lithium-Ion Cobalt? So those are the chemistry composition, right? So there, let me see. Here's 2 samples. Oh, I don't have one that are the same. Yeah, so you know, this is a lithium iron phosphate battery. Oh, actually, I do have 2 that are exactly the same. Let me see. It's not that important, but, you know, I'm crazy, so let me see if I can find it. Ah, I don't. I took it. I'm not going to have it. Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. I'm crazy. All right. 2 batteries. They're exact the same size, same form factor, but this one's lithium iron phosphate. This one is lithium cobalt oxide. Or, you know, a version of lithium cobalt oxide, right? The chemistry is different inside, so that means the voltage is different. These ones are 3.7 volt batteries nominal, right? So you can charge them to a maximum of 4.2 and down to 2.5, something like that. These ones are lower voltage. These are 3.2 volt nominals, and you can charge them to 3.5, 3.6 maximum voltage, and then down to 2.8 or something like that. So the variance in voltage are a lot smaller in this. And, you know, you can mess around with the chemical composition of the cathode to be able to make like power cells or make, you know, energy cells. So you can cramp a bunch of energy in here and then be able to push it in there and push and pull it out like slowly, or you can put less energy in there but be able to push it out and in and out faster. That's about the only difference. Oh yeah, these are, this chemistry here, it's typically is known to be like super long lasting, like something like 2,000 cycles, right, before they get down to 80% of their original capacity. These ones, I think they're a lot less. I think somewhere around 1,000. So this is about half the life usually of these, you know, so you'd have to take that into consideration when you're designing a battery. These are able to be more energy dense than these. So therefore, because now there's a race to have more battery and have your phones last longer, that means that there's a lot more research and development in the lithium cobalt oxide battery technology. So this is going to win. This is going this is going to be much more available. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. Hold on, guys. Let me get some water. All right. I guess talking for 2 hours gets hard sometimes. All right, so I hope I answered that question in a way that you guys can understand. Let's see. What time is it? 9:58. Okay, 2 more minutes and then we call it quits. Woo! Somebody's messages are being deleted. Oh, yeah, Powerwall. Peter is doing some work down there, deleting. Oh, is that guy a fan or what? I do have my critics online. They're sometimes they're nasty. Mac Pixels, it turns out, is not one of my biggest fans, and so his comments have to be deleted. Thank you, Peter, for cleaning house on that guy. Oh, look, another one. CD, are you gay? Yes, I'm gay. Does that make you happy? I'm gay. I'm not necessarily offended by being called gay, so... Let's see here. Where are we? Thanks for your time. Please create a video about that app of yours. Oh, which app? I wonder which app you're talking about. I hope there was an app. Any advice for a beginner, says, in electric car conversions from ICE? No, I mean, yeah, just, oh yeah, and Sputnik Monkey also says that I make donations from those, that I make money from the donations here. Yeah, it's called Super Chat. Sometimes the questions are there's so many that I can't get to them, and sometimes when you donate a little bit of money there, that creates an extra list, and you get donations, and you know, it separates them, and so then you can get access to those. But I've seen big YouTubers where those, they can't even get to those. I mean, they're just like, it's just a wall of just images going up and down, right? I'm not there yet, but I think one day I'm gonna be. So I do spend quite a bit of time talking to you guys in all kinds of different ways. You guys, I feel like no one really like pays attention to like any of the stuff that I post on Facebook, but yet whenever I open Facebook, there's like, you know, 30 messages waiting for me, you know. It seems like Facebook, you guys like Facebook for like directly messaging me. There's like all kinds of ways to, I find Facebook super complex and confusing, but you guys often are messaging me in there, and I do try my best to answer all the questions, right? Sometimes I can't make out what the questions are. I get a lot of offers for like partnerships, for jobs, for, you know, to do a thing, to do a conversion. I think a lot of people don't understand that I am a video maker, and so a lot of people think that I'm interested in somehow going to business making batteries, but I have no interest in doing that. I have an interest in building my YouTube channel. My goal here is to have 1 million subscribers, right? And I'm going to make videos about batteries, but they're not always going to be about batteries. So I do try my best to answer all those questions, but I don't always get to them, because I would have to spend all day answering. So I am thinking forward, like, I know, what's that other system that I'm using? What's the system that I'm, oh, see, here one. Patreon, yeah, sorry, I know Patreon just released a feature where I could make pictures, or I could go live and make videos, or I can do these Q&A things, for my patrons, right? And so that would be one way that I could, like, set 1 or 2 hours a day or something, and then sit in there. And because see, the thing is that I'm like super busy, right? I got more projects and more like videos that I need to be working on. Sometimes I find it hard to, because it's highly creative work, I struggle sometimes to stay motivated, you know what I mean? Like, I work so hard to get to this place where now I can spend all day making videos, and then now I'm here and I'm like, you know, why am I not able to, you know, get my ideas out and stuff? And then I try to shoot a video and it doesn't work, and so I struggle a bit with that, right? And I think everybody does. I think there's rare occasions where people are just, you know, super motivated. They never are like lacking motivation. I'm not one of those. I struggle with that sometimes, you know, but I think I go through waves, and so I noticed that I sometimes I look back to my day and I'm like looking like I probably could have spent time, you know, doing like a live Q&A and talking to people or answering. And I do spend quite a bit of time every day, but like I said, I just cannot get through all the questions. And so I think if I were to organize it better and do a thing where like I'm gonna be here for this amount of time and that, if you want your questions answered, if you want to discuss, I get a lot of offers for like people that want to meet up and pick my brain and stuff, you know, and I'm like, no, I can't do that, you know. I'm like, I love meeting people and stuff, but I can't, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to do the thing that I'm doing, if I took up like all the, because like how do you decide which one offer to take and which one not, right? A lot of people are coming from out of town and they're like, we just want to go and hang out with you and stuff, and I think if it has to be like an organized thing, you know. And then the other thing that it's going forward is, I don't know if you guys heard, just a few days or a couple of weeks ago, a couple of the YouTubers, they were woken in the middle of the night by some crazy guy that was going there to kill one of them. You know, he had a crush on the girl, and the boyfriend, you know, he was like, didn't like him and he was gonna kill him or stuff. And they hid. And they were lucky enough that they didn't find them, and they called the cops, and by the guy on his way out, the cops, you know, pulled up behind them, and the guy just took his life, you know what I mean? But there are a lot of crazy people out there, and, you know, like, if you have any sort of opinions online, then you're gonna have those guys that hate you. I mean, there's perfect scenario here, example where that guy, you know, that guy just totally hates me. You know, just for having an opinion, for believing in things, for believing that, you know, the earth is round, the rockets go to space. So, I hesitate to just go to people. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if for the most part, all of you guys are awesome. And you guys, you know, are well-intentioned people, but I don't know. And what if I pick the wrong guy and then I show up to go to dinner with someone that says that they just wanted to pick my brain, and then, you know, I go find out that they literally wanted to pick my brain with a nice pick, you know? So moving forward, I think it's a little bit hard, you know what I mean? Like, it's a cool thing to have this job, but you know, there's a lot of the stuff that comes with the job. You know, after I'm nearing 20 million views, and so I attract a lot of people, most of them well-intentioned, but you know, like I said. So I think moving forward, I will do maybe more arranged way that we can interact, so that I can get and answer more of your guys' questions. I know that you guys have a lot of questions. A lot of you guys are starting to, you know, to do this stuff, you know, to either make a Powerwall or make electric cars. Yeah, and I wanna be useful for you guys. You know, I know there's a lot of videos out there, and I know they're kind of a bit of a mess. I think maybe one day I will get someone to help me organize all that stuff, so it's easier for you guys. I know I wanted to make like this whole channel and do like a Spanish version of it, because I speak fluent Spanish, right? So I know that I could help all those people, you know. And then, you know, H3 Power says, if I ever get to the States, knock on your door and expect a ride on the Samba. See, there you go. I need to move, because HB Powerwall, you know, Peter probably knows where I live now. And that's the other thing, guys. I'm just a regular dude. Like, my address is all over the place. You know, my phone number's in my website, you know, because that's just, I was a nobody. No one cared about me. I was just a guy that, now it's like, it's hard. I take it down out of there. It's still, you know, once it's in the internet, it's in the internet. And once my address is in the internet, you know, and I started my business here, and then I went to you know, a commercial space, and so both of these addresses are in the internet, and people are able to find me. There's people that have walked up here and be like, "Hey, we're here to see you. We want to do this," and it feels weird, you know, because again, you guys feel like you know me, but I absolutely don't know you. If I didn't, even the people, like, I've never actually talked to Tom. You know, it's like I've never heard his voice. I mean, I actually have heard his voice because he sent me a little audio file, but I've never talked to him on the phone. Like, it's all been through like texts and, you know, like emails and stuff. You know what I mean? And then this is you know, a guy that we've done so much business together, and we've been, you know, we're kind of in this thing together, you know. So imagine, like, all of you guys, a lot of you guys, I know who you guys are, because, you know, we've had a lot of interactions, but I think for the most part, it's like, it's just names, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like CD. What's your biggest oops moment working around batteries and electronics? CD, right? I mean, I'll answer that question, but I don't know who CD is, and, you know, it's just like, there's no difference from him and Winlock Pro. Connections on the Puerto Rico Pelican case project. Oh, sorry, Wind Pro. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay attention to that diagram. I mean, the diagram has the actual connections. You just have to follow the lines. So like, oh, this one goes to this one in here. You know, there was a couple of them that were a little confusing, I thought. I try to like look at it from a perspective of like not knowing, not building it. And I realized that the one for the switch were a little bit off, right? But everything else, I think you should be able to do it. Is that the one that you're missing? Maybe I'll do like a thing. Vegemite. Maybe I'll do like an update of how to do this thing and like do close-up video and I'll explain it. Oh yeah, here we go. And Wes That Tech Guy is gonna help me, and he's saying, what do you need to know about the connections? Can I have 24 battery pack for the UPS with or without BMS? Yes, you can do both, but you have to do your homework and, you know, learn how to do that stuff. Never stop dreaming, Jay, says Timothy Walker. Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, that is what the struggle every day is, to keep the dream alive and to keep the motivation, the drive to keep moving forward, right? I was thinking about that. Like, there's a lot of videos that I want to make that are like creative but not on the non-technical side, right? And I haven't been able to get back into the mode where I'm doing those, and so I find that a little bit frustrating. But I think eventually I will be. And one of them is that, for example, right? Like how to keep yourself motivated. How to like, I'm always like exploring like driven people are like doomed to be unhappy all the time. Because like, think about this. In order for you to have drive to get to some place where you're at, right? Like wherever I'm at right now, if I want to be somewhere else, if I have goals, that means I have to get there to wherever my goals are at, right? Well, when I get there, I might celebrate for like 5 minutes, but then after that, like if your goal hasn't moved past that point forward, then you stop advancing, you know what I mean? Like, and then you're stagnant in life, right? And so people that keep progressing are always doing it because they're not happy where they're at. So that means we're like forever destined to be unhappy with whatever level of success or achievement that you can manage to get. You're not going to be happy, because if the moment you're happy, it means that's it. You stop growing, you stop moving forward, you stop advancing, you stop achieving newer things, right? And so, you know, that's a video that I want to make about exploring that subject, because I tend to feel that way, you know, like it's the nature of thing, like unhappy. Yeah, like what makes you succeed or try to get better and grow as a person or whatever, it's unhappiness, and it's a tool that you gotta use, you know. It's not a thing that, it's such a weird thing to think about that. But anyways, I think one day I'll be there. Today I was trying to make a video and I couldn't make that. I can finish doing that skateboard one, but I will finish as soon as I get the parts. So I decided to go today and do this live thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope I answer some of your questions. There we go. Okay, guys. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for all your views and shares. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it's gonna be better prepared, and if it's not educational, at the very least it's going to be entertaining. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next. Oh no, 2 vamp, yes. Ken Hamnock, yeah. One day I will take that guitar off of that hook and dust it off, and then play a few riffs for you guys. Smash that like button, says Peter. Thank you, Peter, for all your help. One day I will visit you in Australia, Peter. Hopefully not too long in the future. We gotta go over there and hang out. Eat some Vegemite in your homeland, man. All right, see you guys later. Okay, stop the broadcast. Yes. Hey, come on, man. So stop the stream or stop the event? Stop.